When I was 14, one of my best friends, we were sitting on the back of a snowcat getting towed up the mountain, and he ended up slipping over the side and got caught in the tracks and was run over. And it was so horrible. And I remember wishing that had been me, because if I had died, everyone would have remembered me in the same way that he was getting remembered. And I felt like if it had been me, then everyone would have remembered me in this amazing way, and no one would have ever had to find out that I was gay. I always felt when I was younger that I had this deficit because I was gay, and that if anybody found out, it was going to be such a negative thing and have negative repercussions, so I had to make up for it in every other way. So I pushed myself really hard in school, and I pushed myself in sports, and tried to kind of almost build myself up in all these other areas so that it could compensate for this other thing that was what I thought was wrong with me at the time.
The triple from Kenworthy, he wants it!
The last Olympics, I mean, it was like one of the most euphoric moments of my entire life. Getting silver medal was like everything for me, and everything that happened with the media around that and everything else put me in a place where I suddenly realized that I don't want these two separate lives. I don't want to be living a lie and feeling guilty about who I am. And I had it in my mind that I wanted to come out as #1 in the world, because I felt like no one can talk shit when you're the best. And I flew from Aspen to Mammoth for the next Grand Prix, and I won. And then I flew to LA for the Air and Style in Pasadena, and I won. And then I flew to Park City for the Grand Prix, and I won. Sure enough, I was ranked #1 again, and things just kind of lined up for me.
An Olympic silver medalist is getting support from around the world.
Kenworthy told the world that he's gay.
First athlete in his event to do so.
Coming out that whole day was it felt like my birthday. It was literally the start of my life in a way. I got a call from someone in my industry. This was someone that I looked up to a lot, and he would be like, "Where's your boyfriend, you faggot?" And all these different things, and "Why are you late for practice? You sucking his dick?" And things that were so inappropriate and really hurt me. And then the day that I came out, he called me, and he was choked up, almost in tears, and was "I just want to say I'm so sorry because of the things that I said, and I never really actually thought that that was the case, and if I ever had, I would have never said those things. But I'm so sorry if I made it harder for you or anything." That phone call from this person, the last person I would have ever expected it to, really made me feel oh my God, this is going to be a much better experience than I thought it was going to be. The happiest I've ever been, the best I've ever felt, any of those things have all been starting at the point where I was actually able to kind of be myself.
Coming out, double down the pipe 10, does he have this? Yes!
The following season after I came out was my best ever. For me, it was the parts were already there. I was already in a place skiing where I could win events, but it wasn't happening all the time, and I think that it was because I wasn't in the right headspace. And I think that so much of competing is mental, and I think that me coming out put me in the right headspace. Going into Korea now, I feel a lot more pressure actually than I did going into Sochi, but it's all for good things, for good reasons. The thought of being the first openly gay male ever to compete in the Winter Olympics it's fucking cool. I still have a lot to prove, but it's not even so much to myself now, it's kind of to everybody else. I feel in a way. It's this other demographic that's watching me, it's the LGBT community, and so badly I want to inspire that community and do well for them, and I would love to win a gold medal and have that for my country and for my community, and just be able to have that for me is a pressure that I want.